Hello, friends. In this selection, I have collected 5 new worthy films that you can already watch in good quality. Today you will learn about a bright love story that will turn into a cold-blooded confrontation and a real corporate war, about the funny adventures of 3 friends who experiencing the hardships of parenthood and adulthood, as well as the union of a small businessman and a lawyer who becomes a bulwark of the fight for justice, and much more. As always, I would like to remind you that your subscriptions and activity in the form of likes and comments that help the channel to develop, so I will be sincerely grateful for your support. Make yourself comfortable and enjoy the show. Today's selection will begin with the following films. Shaggy Peppers. This is an adventure animated comedy about a good-natured dog Reggie, who is thrown out on a gloomy city street by his drunken owner. The owner of the magical creature does not appreciate the loyalty and free love of his pet. The man finds himself in a situation where he only wants to get drunk, and forgets about the other joys of life. Anxiety and ambition simply do not exist for him. The owner hopes that the dog will run away from hunger, but the stubborn Reggie continues to wait for his return, tries to lure him out for a walk, and barks happily when he meets him. Instead, the irresponsible egoist comes up with cunning ways to get rid of the freeloader as soon as possible. When the next cruel option works, the pet turns out to be an ordinary and abandoned traveler with an unenviable future. The disappointed loser is picked up by vulgar mongrels, Bug, Maggie, and Hunter, who know how to survive on the treacherous streets of the metropolis. The cheerful friends realize that their fate is sad, but at the same time, they value freedom, the ability to choose their own company. They are going to teach these wisdoms to, and the newcomer, who is not adapted to the burdens. When the new company explains to the good guy hero how cruelly his former owner treated him, the naive optimist Reggie decides to take revenge at any cost, and they all set off on a long journey to their former home together, and on the way, this company will have many interesting adventures along the way. The Burial. The protagonist's family has owned a funeral home for a long time and is known to all locals for their honesty, decency, and low prices for their services. However, in 1995, a representative office of a large company operating in the same sphere. Thus, Jeremiah Joseph O'Keefe has a serious competitor who seeks to buy out all small funeral homes, including the protagonist's company. The man agrees to sell it and signs a contract, but in the end, he does not receive any money and remains bankrupt. Then Jeremiah decides to file a lawsuit to restore justice. His entire future depends on the outcome of the trial, and a charismatic and passionate lawyer comes to the rescue, hoping for a triumphant victory. Together, they embark on a mission to uncover a web of corporate corruption and racial inequality. This amazing and inspiring story emphasizes the power of brotherhood in the face of adversity that ultimately leads to victory over adversity. He files a lawsuit against the corporation, and as a result, all the dirty intrigues of the competitor are revealed. All the motives of funeral services, morality, and humanity are threatened, and the alliance between Aoff, a small businessman, and a brave lawyer becomes a real stronghold in the fight for justice. This is an optimistic courtroom comedy based on a true story, so if you want to relax in the evening, this movie is perfect for you. Fair Play. An American thriller film and a hit of this year's festival, which tells the story of a young couple whose relationship begins to fall apart after the unexpected career success of one of them. The movie starts out as a bright love story, but eventually turns into a cold-blooded and tense drama about the fact that there is only one step between love and hate. The plot centers on a successful New York couple, Luke and Emily, who are building a comfortable future by maintaining their connection through a strong sexual attraction and common interests in the world of finance. They both work as analysts for a large financial firm, but are forced to hide their personal relationship, as corporate ethics do not allow employees to engage in. For employees to have relationships with their colleagues. One day, Emily's boss offers her a promotion. She will become a manager and take on more responsibility. For Luke, his beloved's promotion comes as an unpleasant surprise, and he tries to come to terms with it, while Emily suddenly begins to realize that her partner is not coping well with his work and has terrible investment sense. Their relationship cracks and begins to fall apart, and this promotion puts the young couple's relationship on the brink. The film tells the story of the reality faced by women in the financial industry and reveals the truth about all the sacrifices they make to succeed in a male-dominated industry. Love at First Sight. a touching melodrama about how an ordinary accident can change the lives of two young people. Fate brings Hadley and Oliver together. The heroine of the film was late for her flight. She had an important event to attend, and then such a misfortune. But the consequence of this trouble is that the girl meets a handsome student, Oliver. He politely offered the distracted girl a phone charger. She thought he was going to the same event as her. On the next flight, chance brings them together again. This convinces the young people that the meeting is fateful. During the flight, they talk and discover that they really have a lot in common and begin to develop romantic feelings for each other. Along the way, Hadley shares with her neighbor her feelings about her father and their divorce. She is uncomfortable going to the wedding because of her resentment of her father's actions, but Oliver encourages her, his new friend, and advises her to go to the celebration. They exchange numbers, but the guy does not have time to write them down, and the cherished numbers disappear. The likelihood that their paths will cross again seems extremely low, but love has the ability to exceed all expectations. The two see each other again and realize that they don't want to part. This is a touching dramatic story, woven together with dramatic moments and touching stories, which once again confirms the magical power of love. Movie Old Dads. This is an American romantic comedy. The plot of the movie revolves around a strange Jack who is about to have his second child, and his two best friends, Connor and Michael. The men find it hard to adapt to a world that's changing too fast for them. And they just try to adapt to the new realities to live the rest of their lives with dignity. Suddenly, the desire to do stupid things and go crazy like a teenager wakes up. And there are no specific justifications or reasons for this. It is also difficult to resist. Emotional tension accumulates, and it is easier to release it rather than suppress it. This happened to three life friends and peers. The world around them suddenly became unfamiliar and alien to them, because they didn't want to see what young people were doing. Young people are doing, and now they really want to keep up and be in trend. Jack has children, a stable job, and harmony with his wife. The family provides the home front, and he provides the material goods. A perfect division of responsibilities, a beautiful and prosperous-looking idol. He is a nice guy. Together with Connor and Mike, he owns a business. But when the friends sell their company, they find themselves at a disadvantage and start to fall further behind the current trends, which leads to many different comic situations. The friends are forced to go through all the hardships of parenthood and adulthood, facing the problems of influential kindergarten teachers, tech-savvy CEOs, and corporate leaders. If you like these selections, don't hesitate to like, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Also share in the comments your favorite TV shows or movies and the impressions they made on you. I'm also looking forward to your favorites from the many movie releases